Welcome, this is Israel Taiwo again on special data handling with Quantum GIS, and in this particular tutorial we're going to be handling file organization and extension. File organization and extensions. You could wonder that why this topic in this special data handling tutorial, but then the truth is that most problem that persons have while trying to work with special data handling, they are not actually special related problems. Some of them may actually be computer problems as well. I mean your ability to use your computer system, and I tell you that file organization and extension is part of that. But yet, let's just take file organization in this particular tutorial to understand better our special data handling process. Now, what are file organizations? File organizations, of course, the normal meaning, the semantic meaning of organization applies to what I mean in this place. We have files, we have folders, we have projects. There is a way you organize everything such that the files are kept inside your folders. For example, this is a particular folder called signage documents. Let me go through my documents. Inside my own document on my system, if you find my document on your system, now on my document I have all this, and I have a folder called digital frame where I keep all projects I execute. Double clicking on digital frame brings up all these folders, and these are a list of works I've actually done for persons or done for my own self. If you open to signage document, as a matter of fact, on signage document you have folders inside of it as well, but then you now have files inside of signage documents. Note that you have folders. These four ones are folders, these ones are files. The files they are like layers. Let's just see them in this special related discipline as layer, or in this special discipline as layers. For example, I have a layer called Ekiti local government. Ekiti local government, you discover that both this one and this one have the same file name. If you look at it, we have one as AutoCAD shape file and the second one as AutoCAD compiled shape. Now let's go to something different. Come to Ekiti road map. We have Ekiti road map as AutoCAD shape source, and we have Ekiti road map as AutoCAD compiled shape. The truth is that the two of them, because they have the same file name, you are going to need them when you are trying to copy your files. This is a layer of roads. This is a layer of local government. If you want to copy the layer of roads, you have to copy all of the file names that carry the same name, not regarding the extensions. For example, if I need the one for roads now and I want to use Ekiti road map, I'm going to copy this Ekiti road map, which is AutoCAD compiled source shape, copy Ekiti road map, which is AutoCAD shape source, copy Ekiti road map, which is this QGIS file, copy this. The five of them makes up my Ekiti road map layer, but each of them are actually files. The DBF is like a database file of what I have in the file. The shape file is like the real spatial data. The checks file helps the shape file in organization and all that. So you have to be able to understand the differences between these ones and as well the relations between them. Now I've explained what we mean by files and I've explained what we mean by folders. I told you our files are kept in folders. This is an example folder again. Inside this folder now I have all of the file exports, everything I export. Look at it. I have export all these ones, and that is why I decided to keep all of them inside a particular folder. Now this is a PDF format, this is a JPEG format, picture format, and an Adobe Reader format. The two of them are all about the same thing but different formats. They are the same but different formats, so I decided to put them inside a folder. And as well inside as well you find another folder. I call it A2. Of course, inside that now all the maps you will find inside are going to be A2 format. So if you click on one specifically, you find an A2 file. So that's something about files, folders. Now let me explain something about projects. If you come to your QGIS, if you are using version 2.20 Valmera and above, instead of finding file here, you will find project. And on project, when you click it, it asks new, open, and all that. The truth is that for a particular project you want to execute, QGIS recognizes it as a project, not as a new file. You're not creating a new file, it is a new project. So for that project, you could actually save your project Now for example, let's go to where we came from. From where we came from, this is the particular file format for saving project in QGIS. I want to try and show you the file format in which you save in QGIS. Look at it. When you save your project in QGIS, it appears like this. Now if I want to open this project, if I double click on this project, it is going to display for me it's going to display for me all of the files I have worked on. I mean, on that particular project, it should load it here. That is, if all things are equal. If there are no problem with your files and you don't have issues with your files, okay, I have another file name in that place. I call it proposed signage map. When I double click as well, now this one is launching QGIS itself, and that's what it should be. That's the ideal. I guess that's why I have two of them on the same page, because one has problems, so I decided to create another one. Now, proposed signage map. Now, I want to bet with you, please don't be pissed with my problem thing, because of course all of our softwares have challenges, and QGIS is not an exception. But one of the advantages I have told you that QGIS have over others, or I know that QGIS have over others, is that being an open source software, it's thrown open to a lot of persons who could actually solve problems for us fast. Now look at it. By just double clicking on proposed signage maps alone, it is displaying this, and here I have so many layers. For this particular layer now, signpost in local government, it is going to have the shape file I told you about, the DBF, which is the database file I told you about, and so many others. Now let's continue. That is what you need to learn about files, folders, and project, and I guess you have a better understanding of them now. And as well, I've told you about layers as well. Now let's talk about file extension extensively. File extension. This is a notepad document. I'm going to try and explain what file extensions are. If you see something like this, .doc on your computer, maybe you save a Microsoft Word document and you find .doc behind it. It means that that particular file format is a Microsoft Word file format. Now if you find something like this, .xlsx, it means it is actually a Microsoft Excel file format. Just like AutoCAD as well is going to use .dwg or .dxf when you want to save. That means you're working with an AutoCAD document. I mean, your file format which you've saved that particular project is an AutoCAD format. Now you know about .chip, .shp. That is the S-series conventional format for special files. That's like a chip file. Not really like, it is actually a chip file. And we have so many other ones like that. We have so many other file formats. I don't want us to exhaust, or we can't exhaust in this place. You know about JPEG for picture formats, BMP, and all that. They are all file formats, and they are file extensions. Listen to me. The extensions now are the dot anything that they are added with. .shp. You remember .dat. If you have actually worked with software, I mean software, the one we use in plotting our contours and all that, you save your coordinates in .dat. That is like .dat. There are so many other formats like I've told you. So please, if you actually want a particular file format, a particular file extension, try and find that particular file extension. Now, having explained all this, we should go to something I call copying files and folders. Let me give you the ideal. The ideal is that for each project you could have a folder, or you should have a folder. And inside that folder, the most important thing that would be inside of the folder, for example, inside my signage document folder, I have this particular important file, which is proposed signage map, the default saving format of QGIS projects. That is it. Now, all other things you find inside of it are layers. These layers could be inside different folders. For example, if you want to use the layer for, let's say, towns that are in Ekiti State, maybe you've already worked on Ekiti State before, and you have a layer called towns. You don't need to duplicate that particular layer. You could as well just go and locate the layer in that different folder where it is. But that's not going to be a problem. Let me explain this. If you get this, you would get that. Now what I'm trying to explain is that Inside this folder called tiny documents now, the most important document is the proposed signage map, which is the default saving format for QGIS. You would as well find or create some other layers which you may now need to create. I mean, if you want to create new layers, for example, you're going to need to create a layer for signposts. You could use something I call point in this place for that layer, and this is the point layer in this place. I mean the point file. Points. All of these ones mean the same thing. They are all about the same file format. We have signpost in local government. This is a layer for signpost in local government, and I have it inside a folder for signage documents. Now, if I want to copy it, I would rather copy my entire folder into a flash drive to put on a new system if I want to change my system. Now, if I'm doing that, every of the file formats that are not inside this folder, I mean the borrowed layers, I'm going to have to go and copy them, put them in put them in this folder or put them in another folder on that system. That means I'm going to copy the two folders. This is my folder called signing document, and the folder from which I am borrowing from. I copy the two of them, put them on their location on the new system, and reference them to each other. I would want to hope you get that. But then if you don't get it, we are going to have to practice it one of these days. So you can just keep on watching these video tutorial files as we keep doing them. And I believe that as you keep watching them, you will get better understanding. You have better understanding of what I mean by file formats, layers, folders, projects, and file extension. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. Don't forget to hook up with me on it's working. Yeah, don't forget to hook up with me on Special Scientist or any of all these blog sites to actually ask your questions, find your answers, because you may actually find questions that I've actually asked before. And as well, you could send me a mail if you have important things to actually ask me. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Look up for other tutorials that will soon be coming up concerning spatial data handling with special reference to quantum geographic information system.